Guys, it's Rose with Rose Likes Crochet. How is everybody doing? It is Friday, November 22nd, 2024, and I am coming on here with another yarn yakking video for November. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Rose. I like to crochet. I like yarn a lot. You'll see that in this video, I have yarn that came that I didn't realize was coming. So yay. I also make stitch markers along with other items. You can find those in my Etsy shop. It is linked down below in the description box. Other things linked down below in the description box. There is a Facebook group for this YouTube podcast, so please come and join us. There are 3 questions you have to answer, but they're very easy. You can also follow me on Instagram. That's at Roselikescrochet, and that is attached to a Facebook business page. So if you're not on Instagram, but you want to see what I post on Instagram, go ahead and follow the Facebook business page. Also, again, that Etsy shop, TikTok, we're not even going to talk about that because I don't really post on there. And I have a spring shop with Rose Likes Crochet merchandise. So again, all the links down below. So yarn yakking videos are basically me talking about if I have any happy mail, which I do, if I've made any yarn purchases, which apparently I did, and if I have any finished objects. So I don't normally talk about works in progress, simply because I don't want to be held accountable. So I do also have a craft fair update for you that I did last weekend, and I have 2 craft fairs this weekend. So I'm filming now so I can get my car packed up. I have a craft fair tomorrow and Sunday. So I'll come back on next week and let you know how those go. So first off, we're going to just talk about this craft fair that I did last Saturday. I have never done this craft fair before, and it was just at a park district. So I didn't know what to expect. But I will tell you that it was in like a gymnasium, which is normally not a big deal because at high school craft fairs, they're normally parts in a cafeteria in the gymnasium. But in this gymnasium, there were so it was like a big, round room or oval room, and there were some cutouts at either end. And I don't know if because I signed up late or they didn't have spot for me, they put me in one of the cutouts, which was all the way at the very back of the gym, which would have been fine, except the way the rows were, like people were walking up and down a row, and I was like right here. So people were walking up this way and totally missing me. And then they'd come around the other way and go this way and completely miss me because I was at the end of like the middle rows. I don't know if that's even a good way to explain it. I was in a really bad spot. I had a lot of space, but no one was walking past me. So anyway, I would not do that craft fair again, but I'm going to tell you what I sold. So it was super, super slow. But at least I didn't have to make like a whole bunch of stuff for tomorrow and Sunday. So, okay, Loveys, which I talk about Loveys all the time. I use the tutorial from Zelda NRJ3. It's always linked down below. I only sold 2 Loveys. One was an Elmo. He was my last Elmo that I had made up, and one was a stitch Lovey. So that was it, just 2 Loveys. And then I sold 3 Loaf cats. I sold 4 hats, 4 beanies. I'm going to show you a couple of beanies later. I sold 1 bumblebee, 4 chapstick holders, 1 set of face scrubbies, 1 jellyfish, 1 leggy frog, 1 stingray, and 1 ear warmer. My good friend Carolyn, hi Carolyn, she came, and I gifted her a hat and cowl set to match her new winter coat. So that was it. That was it. Oh, and Paula's mom came. So hi Paula, and hi Paula's mom. So she came and said hi to me too. So that was it for the craft fair. It was really slow. I think it was only from 10 to 2. So it was only a couple hours, but I was in like a really bad spot and no one ever walked past my booth except for like the 10 people that bought stuff. So that was it for the craft fair. So I appreciate everyone who said good luck and sell out, but this one was, you can't win them all, right? So, okay. So we're going to start with some happy mail that I got here. So I got a notification from, I don't know if this person has a YouTube channel, but they're on Instagram, and they are called the Fiber Genie. And I got a message on Instagram that said I had won a giveaway. Oh my gosh. So this is the package that just came for me. And It's, I think this is Z's birthday yarn, maybe, I think. The sticker on the front says, thank you for shopping small, beautiful things inside. Prepare to do the happy dance. And so like I was messaging back and forth with the Fiber Genie, and Z was messaging me, you won, you won, you won. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So if you guys aren't familiar with Z, first of all, I'll link her down below in the description box. Her tutorial is always linked there, but I don't always necessarily link her channel. So I'm going to link her channel down below. The Fiber Genie is a hand dyer. So I'm going to link her Instagram down below because I believe, I don't know if she does have a YouTube, you guys. I will link her YouTube down below. So I'm going to get this out of the bag and then we'll show you what it is that I won. Hang on. All right, you guys. So there were two separate bags inside that bag. One bag had the yarn, which I took it out of. It's a little crinkly bag. And the other bag was like a big bag of goodies. So it says, your support means the world. So on Etsy, she's the Fiber Genie. Instagram, the Fiber Genie, Facebook, the Fiber Genie, and website coming soon. So I will link her Instagram, and if I can find her Etsy, I will link those all down below in the description box. So we'll talk about the goodie bag first. I got some hot chocolate, some Pop-Tarts. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. I got a stitch marker. I got I Love Fiber Friends. Ooh, I'm going to put that on my iPad. I got a Kit Kat, Airheads, some Werthers, Smarties, Starburst. This is perfect. A little nail file. I got some tea and I got 2 yarn needles. That is so cool. And this is the yarn. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm going to show you the tag on the yarn. It says the Fiber Genie yarn is life, twines and lines. And that is actually Z's logo right there, that little sugar skull. So it says on here, let's see. Oh my gosh, I cannot read that, you guys. Let's see what it says. It says, Z's Oogie Boogie Dance Party, a yarn celebration of fiber friends, birthdays, and rescue dogs. Much love going out to you. Thank you for celebrating our friend Z and her love of the spooky season, fiber arts, and puppies. A portion of each sale will benefit the Small Senior Paws Retirement Village in Peyton, Colorado. Hugs and kisses, Genie, Z, and Mandy. Oh my gosh, that is so cute, you guys. The label says the Fiber Genie Tiny Batch Limited Edition Hand Dyed Yarn. And the color is called Z's Oogie Boogie Dance Party. It is a DK, 295 yards and 100% fine superwash merino. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? Look at that. Look at the speckles right there. And then the mini to go with it. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Wow, thank you so much to the Fiber Genie and to Z. And this is just amazing. I'm not sure what I would make with that. I could make like a really nice like scarf. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you so much, Fiber Genie. I so appreciate it. And all the goodies too. That's awesome. And then I got, you guys, I got a package in the mail and it's from Hirschner's. And I don't know why there's a package from Hirschner's. I didn't make any orders. So I'm thinking maybe this is back ordered. I'm going to open this up. Hang on. All right, you guys. So there's an invoice in here and it says, I don't know when the original date was, but it says this was shipped on November 18th and it's 4 balls of yarn and they were $2 each. So I'm thinking this was back ordered from my Hirschner's order. What was that, like 2 months ago? Anyway, so I got 2 of these Bernat blanket and these are the small balls. These are 3.5 ounce balls and they're only 108 yards. And the color on this is vintage white. So I got these for $2 each apparently. And then I got 2 of these, also Bernat blanket and the small balls. And these are also the 5.3 ounce balls, 108 yards. And the color is called Sonoma. So I don't know, that took a long time because I don't honestly remember the last time I made an order with Hirschner's. All right, so that's my yarn. I haven't been to the stores, you guys. I've just been prepping for craft fairs. So one of the things that I've been prepping for, and I'll explain this to you, is if you remember, I told you I sold some chapstick holders, and I haven't been replenishing my chapstick holders. So what I did last Saturday is I took an inventory of all the colors that I had, and I realized I was kind of low on colors. So I just went ahead this past week and made a whole bunch of chapstick holders. So I know everyone asks what pattern I use, but I don't use like a tutorial or any specific pattern. I will tell you though how I do mine, and as I'll tell you how I'm doing them as I'm showing you the ones that I made. So these, I only had one left. These are Chicago Bears colors, so I made 4 more. I do a 4mm hook, and then on I do chain 2, 6 single crochets in the first chain or the second chain from the hook, and then I do an increase in each one of those stitches, and then I just single crochet all the way around until I get to the top of a chapstick, and I will put a chapstick in there to measure like how far I need to go, so I don't have a specific measurement. And then at the top, to make this little lip here, I do 5 single crochets across, and then I turn and I do a decrease, chain 2, and a decrease. And that's it. That's all I do. I know someone asked before like how I do it, and that's how I do it. So there's those 4. I have these 3 right here. I know my little spinner was getting really low, so I have these 4 right here. And then I had this, I think it's like the anti-pilling yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I just made 5 of that color. So that's what I've been kind of doing all week, is just kind of replenishing some stock on chapsticks. And these hurt my hands because you have to do them really tight. Anyway, one of the other things that I sold at my craft fair on Saturday was a hat made out of latte cakes. And the lady was like, is this all you have? I think I only had like 2 hats made out of latte cakes. So I went through my stash and I found this beautiful latte cake right here. This is a Karen latte cake. I don't know if they sell this color anymore, you guys. It's called Zesty. These are acrylic and nylon. They look fuzzy and they look like they might be itchy, but they're super duper soft. There's 530 yards in this cake, and I have only had time to make 2 hats so far. So I'm going to show you the 2 hats that I made. The first one is a divine hat, and that pattern is by Sarah Arnold, and someone did tell me that that is actually on Ravelry, so you can find it on Ravelry, and you can also find some tutorials for it on YouTube. So I made 1 divine hat. And then I also made a Stormy Waters hat out of that latte cake. That little blue there is really annoying me, but that's okay. The Stormy Waters hat is by yarnwars.com. Colleen Hayes. I think it's already linked down below in my description box. So I made these 2 hats, and so I've got to get these packed in my car. I won't have time to make any more, but it looks like I can probably make 2 more hats out of that, you guys. So that's like what I've been doing all week. I think that's all the finished objects that I have like right in front of me that I'm going to show you. So what I'm going to do is I've been making a lot of loaf cats, and what usually happens is right before I do a craft fair, I like film a bunch of stuff, but I don't have time to like upload it to YouTube. So I have filmed, I think 3 or 4 different clips of loaf cats because those are really good sellers for me. So I'm going to insert all 4 of those clips here, and then well, I have to edit them because I think a lot of the times I'm not sure when I'm going to put them in, so I say the same thing over and over again, so I'm going to have to edit those. But I have 4 clips. I'm going to insert them here, and then I'll come back and I'll close out the video. So here you go. If you want to see loaf cats, these are all the loaf cats that I've made, I think, in the past like 2 months. So here you go. Current Rose should have told you what this video is about. Anyway, it is September 1st, Sunday, and I have a craft fair that I have to leave and go and unpack and set everything up. But I had a craft fair last weekend and I completely sold out of pretty much everything that I had. I only had 2 loaf cats left. So this past week I've just been really busy trying to make up inventory for the craft fair that's going on today. So I wanted to come on here and show you the loaf cats that I've been making. I believe I showed these in a previous yarn yakking video, not this particular color, but some of the other cats that I was making, and all of those sold except for 2. So I had to kind of get busy this past week. So I'm going to tell you the pattern that I use is a YouTube tutorial. It's free. It is by False Bubbles and it's called Loaf Cat. So I believe in the video she uses a 4-weight yarn, and I don't know what size hook, but for most of my amigurumi I do blanket yarn and a 7mm hook. So I'm going to show you the loaf cats that I made today because I got to go and get these in my car and get out. So all right, so the first one that I used is a Bernat baby blanket, and these are all 6 super bulky 100% polyester 220 yards for the ball. This one is called Spring Blossom, and I'm not sure if it's available anymore, but just so you guys know. And I was able to get almost 4 complete cats out of that ball. So I'm going to show you the first one. It's really pretty yarn. It's yellows, like a corally color, and gray. And it seemed like at the last craft fair, people didn't really care about like if it was not a cat color like in real life. So I decided I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna make some cats that are not natural cat colors. Anyway, this was a full one, and the faces are always wonky, and that's just the way it's gonna be, and that's because it's made in the, you don't join. You just keep going and continue as rounds. So this is the first one right here. And the only thing that you have to sew on is the tail. So I prefer absolutely no sew, but I am okay doing this particular cat. Now, I asked in previous videos if anyone else had other loaf cat patterns, and everyone was telling me about Ella at No Catchy Name. She has a tutorial, but I've been using this one and I'm really comfortable with it. I pretty much have it memorized. So this is the one that I just keep on using. So from that ball, I got this one right here, which is all like the tail and the body are all the same color. And then I got this one here where the body is the color of that yarn, and then I put on a different color tail. This I think is Michael's Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles Light yarn, and I thought it matched pretty okay. So this one has an orange tail. And then this one, the full body is this, and then it's got a yellow tail because I ran out of yarn. And then the last one, I didn't even have enough to do the whole body in that color, so I kind of used some other colors in here. So most of his body is this color, then he's got a little bit of gray and a little bit of yellow, and then I made his tail out of this color. So I used every single drop of yarn in that ball of, yeah, that Bernat blanket yarn. So I got technically, I don't know, probably 3.5 cats out of it, but I made it work by using, you know, contrasting colors or coordinating colors. Okay, so that was that one. Then the next ball of yarn that I used was called Bernat Blanket Confetti. And I think this was either purchased at like Ollie's on clearance, or, well, everything at Ollie's is on clearance, or Michael's on clearance, but there's no clearance tag on here, so I don't know what it was. And the color on this one is, it's called Purple Confetti, and it's got like all of these little doodads hanging off of it, like almost like flecks, or yeah, so it's pretty interesting yarn. I had that much left over, but you guys, I only did 3 full cats out of this one. So here is the first one. I don't know, I guess it looks hairy, furry. I don't know. It's realistic if it wasn't purple. And it's not even really like, it's a little bit brighter purple in real life than on camera. So I got 3 full kitty cats out of that one. And we'll see how this one goes. And then there is the third one. And they all are full color tails and bodies. Yeah, okay, so there's that one. Then the next one that I did is also Bernat Baby Blanket, and this color is called Sunset. And I think this is a new color, so you should be able to find that one. I believe we got this at I got this at Joann Fabrics. So there is the cat. It's so pretty, you guys. I love the colors. This one is full, like body and tail is that color. Here is 2 and 3 that are full body and tail in that color. And then this last one I ran out. I knew I wasn't going to have enough. So I made the tail first, and then I did as much as I could on the body, which was up to here. And then I just found some purple yarn. So he's got a purple booty that I thought would go well with this. And you know what? Some little kid will love it. It's fine. This one doesn't have whiskers. Some I put whiskers on, some I didn't. It was just what my mood was. So the last one that I'm going to show you is this yarn. It is Bernat Blanket Color Pooling, and it looks like this was a clearance for $6.97 at Joann Fabrics, and you can see I have quite a bit left. I probably had enough to make at least another body out of the rest of this, but I'm going to tell you, because the colors are black and dark green, it was really hard for me to see this. So I decided I wasn't going to suffer anymore, and I only made 3 cats out of this. The color on this one is called Forest Plaid. So I'm going to show you the kitty cats. So I did get 3 full ones, and I could have kept going, but I couldn't tolerate it anymore. So this is really cool, the way these pooled, just like that. It's just so cool. And the tails. And because the face was so dark, I took some silver, you can't tell, but it's sparkly yarn. I just took some silver sparkly yarn and just made whiskers on these. And these are clear safety eyes because I figured the color wouldn't matter. It's so dark. So there's 1, there's 2, and this kind of looks like a nose anyway, the way that one pooled. And then there is the 3rd one. So they're all just a little bit different in the face because it's a color pooling yarn. So there you go. So there are the Loaf cats. I'm going to go pack these up and put them in my car, and hopefully we can sell some of these today. And I'm sure at some point you'll hear about what the results were for this craft fair. So that's it. I'll bring you back to the original Rose now. Bye. Hey guys, Rose from the past. I am coming on here to show you some Loaf cats that I was able to get done since my last craft fair, and I'm not sure when you're seeing this. I only had 4 Loaf cats left, so I figured I needed to get on the ball and make some Loaf cats. So I'm going to show you the Loaf cats that I've been making so I can get them packed up. I have a craft fair tomorrow, so I need to get them all in my car. I'm going to tell you the tutorial that I use for my Loaf cats. It is here on YouTube, and the tutorial is by False Bubbles, and I will link it down below in the description box. Now, as with all my amigurumi, well, most of my amigurumi, I use Bernat blanket yarn or some kind of blanket yarn and a 7mm hook. So I am going to show you the Loaf cats that I made. Okay, so the first one is using this Bernat baby blanket yarn, and it is called Easter Egg. And I had that much left over, and I didn't think I would have enough to make anything additional besides the kitty cats that I'm about to show you. So the Bernat blanket yarn has 220 yards. I will probably use this with something else and make like a monster or a frog or something. So these are my Loaf cats. And I did make them all a little bit different. Either the whiskers were different or the face, like the mouth was different. Most of the tails are not sewn on straight, and that's one of the reasons I don't like making the amigurumi where I have to sew on parts, but that's okay. People seem to enjoy them, and it's totally fine. So this is one of the Loaf cats in that Easter egg pattern. This is another one, and so his face is a little wonky, but they're all a little bit wonky. And the last one that I got out of that ball of yarn is this guy right here. And for the whiskers, I use like a sparkle yarn. So I thought that that was really pretty. And what color eyes? Blue sparkly eyes? Yeah. So 3 loaf cats out of that one, and only a very little bit left over. Okay. The next one that I used is this one, and this is Bernat Blanket, and the color is called Dappled Shadows. And like I said, these are all 220 yards. I have only this much left, but I'm going to show you what I got done out of that one ball. So I have 1 cat, 2 cats. I'm not too fond of the way the color was there, but I mean, I wasn't about to pull it out and do it over. And 3 cats. And I think I gave them all blue eyes because there's the blue in the yarn. So, and blue sparkly glittery whiskers and a face or nose or whatever you want to call it. This one, I don't even think I gave him a nose, but he has whiskers. So I got 3 cats. You see their tails are all a little bit different. And then out of that one, I actually had enough to make a leggy frog. And the pattern that I use for the leggy frog is always linked down below in the description box of my videos. So I do have 1 extra leggy frog for my inventory from that ball of yarn. Okay, the next one I used Bernat Blanket Tie-Dye-ish. And the color on this is called Mossy Hills. And this was really super soft. And this is all I have left over from this ball, but wait till you see what I got out of this one, you guys. All right, so there is 1 cat, and this is green sparkle glitter yarn, whatever you want to call it. There is 2, and now these guys don't have whiskers, just a face, just because it was random. It was whatever I felt like doing when I was finished with them. And that one also, oh my gosh, look at how wonky the nose is on that one. I should pull that out, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let it go the way it is. And so there's the 3 cats that I got out of that one. In addition, you guys, I don't know if my tension was just tight or whatever, but I also got 2 leggy frogs out of that ball of yarn. So I was so super excited about that. All right, so that's it from that ball. And then the very last one was actually because I had a special request from someone, and I'm not going to say her name in case she doesn't want me to say it, but you know who you are. Hi, if you're watching. I also used Bernat Baby Blanket, and the color on this is called Baby Grays. So there were 3 total loaf cats out of that ball, but one of them has already been shipped to their new home. So, and I did complete all 3 of them. I sent a photograph so she could pick which one she wanted, and she picked the other one that's obviously not here, so I don't even have a picture to show you. So I have these 2 left. I like them because they're the pink and the gray and the white, and look at how that one pooled. So cool, very cool. And then I was able to get most of a leggy frog out of whatever was left over. I did run out, so I had to give him a little bit of a gray bottom there. So his legs on the bottom are this darker gray, but I thought it matched pretty well. So that was my foray into making some loaf cats for inventory for my craft fairs. So, all right. So that's all I have for this little clip. I'm going to return you back to the present day Rose. Bye. So the first set I'm going to show you is a Bernat Baby Blanket, and this was on clearance at Joann Fabrics. The color is called Adobe, and I'm going to show you all of the cats that I got out of them. And by the way, they're all wonky. Their tails are not sewn on correctly. Their faces are all wonky, and it doesn't seem to matter because people just love them. So I have, out of that one ball, I was able to get a couple of kitty cats out of that ball. So there's 3 full cats from using that ball. And then I got most of another cat. Look at that face. I got most of another cat, but I had to put in some other colored yarn because I wasn't going to have enough to finish the entire thing. So he's got a little spot there, and his booty is a different color as well. So I got 4, almost 4, we'll just say almost 4 out of that one ball of yarn. And then I got this ball right here, which is a Bernat Blanket Ombre. And the color on this one is called Dusty Rose Ombre. And this was one of the cakes. I'm not sure you can get them anymore, but this is what it looks like. So on this one, I got four, almost four. I'll show you which ones, what we got here. I don't remember which is the first one, but it comes like, you know, in the ball. So I got this guy right here, and his whiskers are actually green sparkle. And I should have given him green eyes, but I didn't. So there's one here. And then I've got this one right here, which has pink sparkly whiskers and a nose. And then I've got this guy right here, and he's got yellow, and his booty is that color. This is all from the same ball of yarn. And then it looks like on this one, I had to use some different colors. So this one, I did not have enough to finish him, so I had to give him a couple of patches of gray, like there's some gray right there and some gray on his back. So there's almost four. So I think you can get almost four depending on your tension and what yarn, you know, what yarn you're using, what hook you're using. The next one that I'm going to show you is Bernat Baby Blanket, and the color is just called Pink Blue. And these I got off of the Hirschner's website, and for some reason I only picked up 2 of them. So I used 1 full ball, and then I have that much left on another one. And I got 2 kitty cats out of that. I knew I was not going to be able to get a 3rd kitty cat. So I just did 2 of them. Yeah, so those 2. And then I actually have more. Hang on. All right, you guys. So the next set is also with Bernat Blanket yarn. It is Bernat Baby Blanket, and the color is called Rosy Purple. So this is Rosy Purple, and I got 3 completely full kitty cats, and I gave them sparkly, most of them sparkly whiskers and a nose. So 3 full ones out of that. And then on the 4th one, I had to go and use extra yarn. So I'm going to say 3.5. So I made his face the regular, and then I had to give him some green and some white spots and some blue spots, and totally ran out of that yarn, but I made the tail with it. So, so there's 4 of those, even though one is kind of, you know, who knows about that. And then I wanted to show you guys like the difference. I used Premier Parfait Chunky Neons, which says it's also a 6 super bulky, but it is way thinner than Bernat Blanket. And I used the same size hook, and I'm going to show you the difference. I only made 1 because I'm not thrilled with how tiny they are. So the face doesn't look that different, but look at this. I don't know, you guys, it's definitely not my favorite yarn to use. I know a lot of people use the Parfait Chunky for amigurumi, but I'm not a fan because it makes it smaller. I think someone was talking about how they have to double it, and I don't really want to double it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have a whole bunch of the Parfait Chunky, and I might just use it for hair scrunchies because I don't like using it for amigurumi because they don't come out big enough. All right, the next set I'm going to show you is actually using clearance Hobby Lobby yarn that I got so much of this in the clearance in June or whenever it was. I was like, you know what, we have to use this. So this is called Yarn Bee Cozy with a Twist. And I had a huge bag of it, you guys. I was like, you know what? I have to use it. So I had 2 balls of this color, which is called Apricot in the Moment. Okay, so I had 2 balls, Apricot in the Moment, and I got 2 full cats out of that. And it's like a thick velvet yarn. So I'm not sure I'm fond of this either. But luckily they don't make it anymore, so it doesn't matter. I'll never be able to buy this again. So I got 2 out of that color. And then I had Cozy with a Twist Posh Pink. And I think I had 3, but I only can find 2 ball bands. I have 2 cats that are very wonky. So there's the cat. Their tails don't like stick up as good as the Bernat blanket ones. And there must have been a third ball because I also got a frog out of that one. Isn't he cute? This is a leggy frog. The link for this is also down below in the description box. And then I have more, you guys. Hang on. All right, you guys. So the next color that I have on this Cozy with a Twist is called Partly Cloudy. I had 2 balls of that, and I have 2 cats made out of it. I think because the yarn is so heavy, the tails don't stick up. That's what I'm gonna say. This one's got a curly tail. I don't know what's going on with them. It's really, really soft, you guys, like super, super soft. You can barely see like the whiskers on that one. Okay, then I have this one right here, which is called Ocean View. And I got 2 cats out of this guy, almost. I think what I did first is I made a leggy frog just to see how it was. And by the way, they turn out really, really big. So I have this leggy frog guy here. And then I started making the cats. So I got almost 2 cats. This guy, I had to use some yarn from a different ball, from another color. I think I had to use yarn, whatever was left over from this one. So he's got a different tushy. Yeah. So there's 2 there. And then it looks like this one is called Yay in May. Also the same kind of yarn. And it looks like I had originally started making octos with it. So I have 1 octo, 1 cat, and this is the full ball. And then I have almost a whole frog. I had to use a different color on his legs. So we're gonna say he's a frog in pants. So that one was called Yay in May. And then the last one, I only had 1 ball of this, and it is called, let's see, what is it called? Summer Strawberry. I had 1 ball, and you know, I didn't even tell you how many yards were in here. These have 66 yards in them. So I was only able to get 1 cat, and I have that much left over. So what I learned from this is don't buy yarn you don't know how to use it. For me personally, because I was so excited to get this yarn at such a good deal, and I really don't like the way it turned out. I didn't enjoy working with it, which probably means that I would never like using the bulky velvet yarn. So, but anyway, these are all going to the craft fair. So let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later, and I'll return you to the original Rose now. Bye. The first that I'm going to show you was actually made with this Lion brand cover story called Dreamland. And these are 10.6 ounces, 300 grams, 148 yards, 135 meters. It's a 6 bulky, 100% polyester, but it's thicker than regular blanket yarn. So I was able to get 2 full loaf cats out of each ball of these with this much extra. And I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be able to get another cat out of here. I probably can make a frog with this, but I wanted to get as many cats made as I could for my craft fairs. So I'm going to show you the colors, and then I only got 2 cats out of each one of these. I don't know if you can still get these or not. The color on this is called Fairy Garden, and it's like purple, pink, green, and blue. And this is what the loaf cats look like. So I got 2. I put some funny eyes on that guy and a different smile just for grins and giggles. So this is what they look like. And they're really, really good sellers for me at my craft fairs. So, and I'm running out. So this next color from the Dreamland is called Purple Mountains, and it's mostly purples with a little bit of blues in there. So there is that one, and the 2 cats that I made from that one are right here. It's so hard to see their eyes. I just use black yarn, or black eyes and black yarn, but it's still really hard to see it. So let's see. No, blue eyes. I used blue eyes. I guess if you're looking at them up close, you can tell, but the yarn is so busy on this one, and it's kind of dark. So I've got 2 of these guys. And then the last color that I had, because I only had 3 of these colors, is called Mermaid, and it's like purple, pink, and blue with a little splash of white in there. And that would be these 2 guys right here. So what color eyes did I put in them? Pink eyes. They have pink eyes to match with their pink in their fur. So here are the Loaf cats. I really enjoy this pattern. It's a really good pattern. I believe in the pattern she uses a 4-weight yarn, but I don't do 4-weight yarn for amigurumi for the most part. So here are my 2 kitty cats in that color. And then I actually did use some blanket yarn. I got this on clearance at Walmart for $4.50. I don't know if it's available anymore. The color on this one is called Funny Prints. And I had actually picked up one of these from Hirschner's, I believe. So I actually had 2 balls of this, and I did have to go into my second ball to finish all these cats. So I would say in most instances, you can only get like 3.5 cats out of a ball of blanket yarn. At least I can only do that because of the hook I use and the tension, etc., etc. You might be able to get more, but I was actually able to pull from a second ball and complete all 4 of these cats. So there is one there. And then I give them all different faces. This one has glittery green for the whiskers and the nose and green eyes. So there is that one. Then we have that guy right there, also with green eyes. And then this one also has green eyes with the green glittery yarn. And then the last one that I did, because this is 4, 6, 10, so I have 13 cats all together. The last ball of yarn that I used is Bernat Blanket Tie-Dye-ish, which I also purchased from Hirschner's. And the color name on this is called Zesty Teal. So from the outside of the ball, it looked like just teal, but wait till you see what some of these colors came out as. Okay, so this was I pulled from the inside of the yarn. So this was, it started with this lime and gray and light aqua, and then it went into the teals. Sorry. So that was the first one that came out. Then the second one that came out, because I just did it in order, started with these teals and then started going right back to those other colors. And then the third one, there's no teal in there at all. It's just the lime, the gray, and the aqua. So when I saw how much I had left, I didn't think I was going to get a 4th one, and I don't have a second ball of this. So I just started making frogs. I did a couple of leggy frogs, and I used up all of the yarn except for this. So I was able to get 3 loaf cats and 2 leggy frogs from this ball of Bernat Blanket. The leggy frog pattern is also linked down below in the description box. So that is what I have for loaf cats with a little frog bonus in there. All right, back to the original Rose. All right, you guys, so let me know what you think about all the loaf cats. I think I have enough for this weekend, and then I have 2 more craft fairs in December, so I might have to make more, but let me know what you think of the loaf cats. Also, here's the other thing I want to know. I want to know if you guys have any interesting hat tutorials you can send my way. So I will tell you the hats that I like to make are obviously the Divine hat. I like to make the Stormy Waters. I like to make the chocolate bonbon beanie from Bag O' Day. She also has a ribbed beanie that I like. And there's a waffle stitch hat from Fiber Spider that I like to make. So I've got those 5 already in my repertoire, and I'm looking to see if you guys have any other really cool hats that you can suggest to me that I can make, because I do want to get a couple more latte cakes and make some more of these hats, latte cake hats, before the craft fairs that are coming up in December. So if you guys can let me know down below if you have any suggestions for hat patterns. I'm not sure to let you leave a link. It probably will hold the comment if you put a link in there, but if you can just tell me where to find it or what it's called, let me know. I would really, really appreciate it. So I think that's going to be it. I got to go and pack up my car. And we had snow yesterday, just so you guys know. So good times here in Chicago. I'm actually not mad that it's going to be cold, because then I'm thinking maybe people will actually want to buy hats. Because the last couple of craft fairs, it's been like nice weather and people are like, I don't need a hat. And now they're all going to need hats. So I'm prepared. All right, guys, that's all I have. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Or, well, for me, it's Friday. So I hope you have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.